Hi guys, welcome to my channel. It's Erim. Today I am finally going to be doing my video explaining my entire ByErim journey, and if you wait till the end I have a big announcement for our next restock. For those of you wondering what on earth is ByErim, that is my business. I started it last year, back in 2019. We sell luxury hair oil. So this is a 100ml bottle and this is our 50ml bottle. And this video isn't necessarily about my product and about me trying to sell it to you, not at all. I'm just going to give you my experience, the reasons why I started, kind of growing up, what hair oil meant to me, how I ended up with what I'm holding in my hand right now, and my advice to any of you guys wanting to start your own business. Okay, so I feel like we need to start from the beginning, and I want to give you guys a bit of a trigger warning. I do talk about death and I talk about cancer, but only very briefly. So if you don't want to hear this section, that's completely fine. You can skip forward to the next. But essentially, when I was younger, my mum was so beautiful and she was known for having really long, silky black hair. She actually got cancer, and then because of chemo, her hair fell out, and then she eventually died. And then because I was living with my dad and my brother, no one knew how to look after my hair because I was only 8 years old. I didn't know how to look after my hair, so we got it cut into a really short bob. As I was growing up, I started to read like magazines. I don't know if you guys remember Ms. magazine. I used to be obsessed with it, and I started to kind of get a bit more of an understanding for like beauty, self-care, self-grooming, those things that I was never obviously taught living in a household with two guys. And I used to go see my daddy, my grandma, every weekend, and I would sit in her kitchen and I would say to her, I want long hair like my mum's. I want my hair shiny, because she really had princess hair. And we tried all sorts of crazy things. We had onion juice, ginger juice, turmeric. We tried so many random concoctions until we ended up on my ByErim formula. So the exact same thing that I've been using since I was around, I think we came to the final recipe when I was around 14, 15 years old, is exactly what's inside this bottle now. And of course it's gone through all the lab testing, which I'll talk to you guys about later, but it's 8 pure oils, and this is the highest quality oils, the perfect balance. And trust me when I say, guys, it took us years to get the right balance of oils. We knew which oils we wanted, we just had to find the right balance, because too much of one makes it too greasy, and makes it too sticky, or makes it smell bad. So we found the perfect one, and that's what's inside these bottles today. And I do say to everyone who knows me, like, I swear, honestly, I don't even have blood in my veins. I have ByErim oil in my veins. And I know that sounds dramatic, low-key, high-key, you guys know I am a dramatic person, but honestly, I really do feel like this, like, this bottle is me. This is me in a bottle. Like, if you have ByErim, you truly have like a part of my whole life in your hands and in your hair. I've been using this oil for years. I went to uni. I studied international management with American business studies at the University of Manchester, and I didn't really know where I wanted to go. I felt like I wanted to do marketing. I came out of uni with a first-class degree, which I worked really, really hard for. And I remember being like, yo, sis is so smart. I was like, it's going to be so easy for me to get a job. It literally took me 8 months. I did end up getting my dream job, but looking back, I thought it was my dream job, but then I realized I'm really not built to work for other people. Like, that's not my personality. So essentially, with all of that knowledge and all of that kind of like business experience, it got to a point where I was just like, you know what, Erin, you have so many followers who look up to me. I think around that time I had around 30k. And there were so many people around me just like, Erim, you need to start your own business. Like, you're such an entrepreneurial person. You come from such an entrepreneurial family. Like, no one in my family does like a 9 to 5. It just seemed like the natural thing to start my own business. And I always knew from the bottom of my heart. I remember once I still had a job and they asked in this meeting, like, where do you see yourself in 5 years? The smart person would have said, I see myself climbing the career ladder and working in the managerial position of my department. No, I turned around and was like, I think I'm gonna have my own hair oil company. And that was the first time anyone had ever heard of it. That's the first time I'd ever even said it out loud. And funnily enough, I didn't renew my contract after that meeting. But moving on, I started to realize there was a lot of girls out there who grew up similar to me, in the sense that they didn't have a mum, they didn't have any sisters. And I felt, I'm so lucky to have my daddy. I was so lucky to have her, and that decades and generations worth of knowledge and history and tradition and culture that she was able to infuse into the formula of ByErim. And there are so many girls that unfortunately just don't have that. So when I was thinking about launching a business, it was always so natural to me. It was 100% going to be hair oil because that's what I know inside out. That's what I'm known for. I always say this, but whenever people ask me why was it hair oil, I am that girl. Like when I call an Uber, I'm the one being like, yeah, I'm the one wearing all black and I'm the one with the really long hair. That's my like identifying thing. And I feel, you know, as an Asian woman, but more so as a Sikh woman, hair is very, very important to me. And not only that, but this oil can obviously be used as a beard oil, unisex, equality, that's inclusivity is something that was so important to me when creating this product, which is why I didn't want to go for like an overly feminine scent or an overly masculine scent. It's literally lavender. And as someone who does kind of experience mild anxiety from time to time, I really did find that lavender essential oil really helped to calm me down. So not only does it have benefits for your hair, but it's also really, really calming. And I wanted it to be an experience that anyone could use and anyone could just enjoy and just feel honestly just like a moment of peace in their day. And I know a lot of people, including myself, like if I can't sleep at 3 a.m, I will go and just put that oil in my hair and I will feel better and I'll go to sleep. So many of my friends will always message me like 3 a.m being like, girl, I can't sleep, I put your oil in and I feel so much better. So that explains that. I go off on tangents, I'm warning you now, sis is gonna waffle. Okay, so packaging. Once I knew that I was going to go down the route of hair oil, once I knew roughly, okay, this is the formula I went mad on Google. I get asked all the time, how do you find a supplier, a warehouse, the lab to do the testing? And honestly, guys, I can only say that it is truly through Googling, and each supplier is specializing in a different thing. And you need to ask for their minimum order quantity. You need to ask for their suppliers of their like product, or you need to know whether they're going to do white labeling. If that's something that you want to do, obviously that's not the route I went down or would ever go down. But I know a lot of people who do that. You need to ask the sustainability, you need to think about the ethics, you need to think, because all of my products are vegan and cruelty-free. So you need to make sure that they're working with suppliers which are, if not, you need to find it. There's a whole host of things that you need to be working out before you agree to work with someone. And most importantly, I think, for me, I'm a very direct person. I'm a very quick, snappy text, call me, 5 seconds, let's move on. If the communication style doesn't align, that's really that I really would kind of take into consideration when you're finding or working with anyone in the industry, be it an employee, a supplier, a warehouse, a distribution center. Make sure that your communication styles are aligned and that your expectations are really, really set out from the start. Now, packaging was key for me. I really, and I'm sure you guys can tell by this bottle, wanted it to be a luxury oil. The reason why I went for glass is not only is it luxury, it's super like ethical and sustainable. It can be recycled infinite number of times. I went for a paper sticker because this is also biodegradable. It's not going to be like a plastic thing which is going to sit in the ocean forever. We went for a soft close lid. Guys, if you have a bottle, you'll see like it's soft when you close it. It's these little touches that make everything luxury. We went for a pump, and for me, you know, oil it can be messy. When I was growing up, my grandma literally would get the gooseberry, which is called amla, and squash it. And we would use the oil that she would distill from that in my hair from a bowl. And I was like, listen, I don't want the procedure of hair oiling to be messy anymore, as so many of us know. So we went for the pump, and the reason for this is because it's airtight. So you're not going to be injecting air into the oil as you would with a pipette or something that just has like a screw lid. That's not very hygienic. It reduces the longevity of the product. So honestly, guys, everything down to the bevel of this UV spot, like if you close your eyes you can feel the words. I even considered that. Like, it was so intense, and finding all of these different things, because obviously the bottle comes from one place, the sticker comes from another place. It is really difficult, and I have to say to you guys, I really struggled with this sticker. I very thankfully had someone who was helping me at the start of my business, and this business wouldn't be there if not for that person, so I am eternally grateful for them. But this sticker, honestly, it took me 6 months. I cried so much over this sticker. Honestly, guys, I cried so much over this sticker. I hope when you guys see it, you just give it a little hug, because this caused me so many tears. And that person managed to find it in 1 minute. So I really would encourage you guys to use your network, because there are certain things that I'm really good at and certain things that I'm clearly not very good at. To rely on the people around you to help you when it comes to sourcing things from different places, because you never know. Someone might know a really great envelope company, someone might know a really great bubble wrap company, and instead of you kind of doing the legwork and trying to find and testing and failing and testing, failing, applying for samples and getting them back, that takes a long time, by the way. Let's talk about that in a second. Speak to the people around you, because you never know, especially in the Asian community, guys. We know we are hooked the hell up with each other. So I decided on the packaging, I knew my formula, I then had to get it sent off to the lab. This is no desi little kitchen business, guys, we're doing it properly. Got it all tested, that took 12 weeks. Obviously for every single formula, it's a completely different thing. I'm hint, working on something new at the moment. It literally feels like I'm starting an entire new business, even though it's a hair care product. I'm not gonna say any more. So I can't give you guys like specific advice on which supplier, which lab to go for, because it is so unique. And I know about hair oil, but like that doesn't mean I know about hair masks. You know, even though you'd put them in the same category, they're completely, it's a completely different kettle of fish. So I definitely think you just need to do your research and you need to know your formula inside out. So when there's any questions that the labs are asking you when they're doing a stability, perishability test, you know the answers. So in the meantime, what I was doing was building my website. Now, the website that you guys see today, I literally built that from scratch. Shopify is fantastic for any of you guys wanting to start your own business. It really is so easy to use. It's so good. You know, if you want to go ahead and apply for the pro plan, which is what I have, that is honestly amazing. And I just remember one night I just went to my friend's house. She was there working on her website. Also, surround yourself with fellow entrepreneurs. It's not as simple as plugging things into a theme though, guys. Like I actually had to do coding and stuff like that. Have to say though, not once has any of my degree come in handy for what I'm actually doing. So I'm not a huge advocate of university unless you're going to be doing one of those courses which is like medicine or psychology or something where you need a degree to get into your field. If you want to start your own business, I really would recommend going for like more experience. Unless you really want to have the university experience and the kind of social side of things, then most definitely go ahead and do that. Side note. Guys, let me remind you, I was a one-woman band. Like for the whole first year of my business, completely self-funded. I remember when I used to ask my dad for advice, because my dad is like very, very good at business, and he would just say to me, Erim, I'm not getting involved. I don't want you, like, I don't want to help you. I want you to do this on your own. And I just remember being like, what is the point of you being my dad if you're not even going to help me? Because he is so good. And yeah, I just kind of worked it out on my own. I remember being very nervous because I'm a very risk averse person. It means I don't like risk. And it is quite surprising that I managed to go down this route, because starting your own business is very risky. But I really felt and I really believed in my product, and it truly has come from such an authentic perspective, and it's something that I genuinely use and genuinely works. Like, bottom line, you can't flog a dead horse. If your product is bad, people really aren't going to sell it unless they really believe in the marketing and the brand, but then you're going to get a lot of refunds. So you might as well sell something that works, because people are going to find out if it doesn't. So I was completely self-funded, and it was very scary for me, because that's a lot of money that you have to put up front to pay for the oil, to pay for the packaging, all of the transport, oh my god, delivery, the samples, guys, don't get me started. Like when I got like a couple of samples back, and do you know what, I'm gonna go grab one of those bottles, 1 second. Guys, can you imagine? This was the first bottle of ByErim, and this isn't what the final formula is, because it's a bit yellow and my oil isn't yellow, it's a bit thicker. And then it came to me launching, and obviously I'd hyped it up on my Instagram. I think I had around 120k or something like that at the time. I had all my bottles sent to me, and I was in a hotel room with my friends, and I was just like, guys, today's the day. We're gonna launch it. I had never been more nervous in my life, and I really mean that. And I'm not necessarily a nervous person. I remember though, guys, and I have said this before, so if you've heard this before, you'll know what's coming. I had a note in my phone, and oh my god, this sun is just like ruining this moment. I had a note in my phone, and I had asked everyone around me, how many bottles do you think I'm gonna sell? And the only person who thought I was gonna sell all was my dad. And I remember I launched, and I was so nervous. I actually was physically shaking in this hotel room. I didn't think I was gonna sell out, and then we ended up selling out in 4 hours. If any of you bought from that original stock, I just want to tell you now, like, thank you, because that was truly the best day of my life. That and my graduation was the best day of my life. And it was the first time where I felt like, you know what? I don't think I needed a job. I was getting rejected all the time from like interviews and like stuff like that. And I was just like, all of you guys, I didn't need you anyways. And I was like, oh my God, I believe in myself. I think my life changed that day, and I don't think I knew how much it was changed. And me now sitting here 6 months later, I can tell you my whole life changed. So once we'd sold out, and I'd done the whole crying thing on my Instagram live, as you guys might have remembered, I was very melodramatic. We already know that, we're moving on. It was time to pack them. So for the first 2 restocks, I was in a hotel room with my girlfriends, and we were packing the bottles by hand. And do you know what, guys, at the time, and I do have my friend here with me, she's laughing because she was one of them. What were you doing? You were writing the addresses, weren't you?
Yeah, literally writing the addresses.
What time did we finish?
2, 3 a.m.
I think it was 4.
And then you made me go to sleep because I kept on.
Yeah, because she wanted to finish it. So we were literally, oh God. And I just remember like ordering food. It was just so much, and just like more girls was coming, and like everyone was doing their own little bit. It was crazy. And then like with sacks, I was going to the post office the next day. It was so crazy, but it was so fun, and it was so like I was putting the stickers on every bottle. We were handwriting all the notes, all the addresses, like everything was so, we did it ourselves. And I have to say, guys, like I would not have been able to do that without my friends. So make sure you've got good friends around you because you're gonna need them. And looking back now, I could never do that again. Obviously the quantities that we're selling at are a lot larger. The processes are a little bit more different now. It wouldn't align. Obviously the delivery people that I'm not using Royal Mail anymore because we're doing more. It's just like a whole different thing. But you know what? I'm so glad that I did that, because I feel like it really I really did it from the beginning. If you guys know what I mean, like I really was that girl, like screwing on the lids, putting the sticker on, making sure the lid was working, like all of that. And I think it's a beautiful place, because I think you can come from not necessarily a point of humility, but a point of understanding. So when I do have to go to my warehouse, which I have now, and explain to the workers how you tie the bow, what's the quickest way to put the sticker on, how to make sure it's all square, because everything is done by hand. And it's really cool, because I'm like very like, let's get women in business. They always get their female workers to work on my products, which I really, really like. But yeah, I skipped ahead a little bit. It's really good knowing from the bottom up how to do everything in your business. So let's move into kind of more the present. Now, obviously we don't work from a hotel. We have a warehouse. We're scaling up the business. My dad is now, thank God, my dad is now involved with ByErim. I just need a cheer and I need a moment of appreciation, because so many things changed when my dad got on board. I had to sit down with him and I was like, listen, Dad, I think I need you now. It's gotten really, really big, bigger than what I can handle as one person. And my dad had seen at that point, and he was like, yeah, no, you proved yourself. It does work. I'll come on board. Let's do this. Like, let's smash this. And now he is working with me. Me and him are the 2 full-time members of staff. And then I have around 10 part-time members of staff who work with me on everything from web development to the social media to the customer service to the logistics, loads of different things. Now, the future of ByErim, I really want to be in like retail stores. I say this in every video, but if there's anyone watching who works in Selfridges or Harvey Nichols or Harrods or John Lewis or Phoenix or any one of those guys, hit me up. I want to be in your store. It's such a pretty bottle and it's such a good oil. But in the meantime, I just want to continue selling on the ByErim platform. I want to continue developing products. I want to continue developing the brand. I want to continue listening to you guys, what you guys want, the changes that you guys want to see. One person said that it was really difficult to see the ingredients list on the little booklet that I had, so I changed it to a sticker on the back. Like, as a small business, I'm doing everything I possibly can to listen, and this is my calling. I feel like I finally come to a point in my life at the age of 25 where I'm so happy doing what I'm doing. And whilst it does mean, as you guys know who follow my Instagram, you guys know I am up at all times of the night. I am stressed. Honey can tell you, sis has a mental breakdown. How many times a day? Like 20 times a day. It really is worth it. And the reason why I'm doing this is, as you guys know, it's for my mum, but it's for my family. This is something that I see myself being able to support my family with, and just kind of fulfill my purpose. I feel like I'm really there now, and it's such a beautiful feeling, and I can't wait for all of you guys, if you haven't already felt that yet, I can't wait for you guys to feel that feeling of just knowing, waking up every day and being like, I'm doing the right thing for me. So with all of that being said, you guys have made it to the end. I'm so happy that you guys firstly stayed to the end. Those of you who are there from the beginning, the middle, or have just recently joined me, we are on a journey together. Like, as much as I feel like this is my oil, I feel like it's yours as well, because my followers and you guys were such a huge part of the inception of this business, the branding, all of it. Like, I don't know, guys, like, all I can say is that my heart is in every bottle that you get, and I feel very emotional when I talk about my business, because it really is me in a bottle. And it came from such a place of like a difficult thing, right? Like wanting to have hair like my mum. And I think that I've managed to make that into something beautiful, and I'm really proud of myself for doing that. So thank you to all of you who are on this journey. There is so much more to come. There are so many more things that I have planned that I don't even know. Like I wake up every day and I really just feel like, who knows what's gonna happen today, you know? Who knows what opportunity is gonna come in my inbox, or you never know. And I think having an open heart really does open you up to opportunities as well. So with that all being said, the restock for ByErim for the UK only is going to be on the 12th of July, which is this coming Sunday. So make sure you mark it in your calendar. It's going to be at 6 p.m. I'm working really hard on opening up internationally. I did a story on my Instagram today. Essentially, it's really hard, guys. Like if you want to be like a legit business, you've got your back, like everything is covered legally. It takes a long time to start selling to different countries, and trust me when I say my logistic teams are on it, because trust me when I say, like, if there's a person out there that wants ByErim, I think you guys are smart enough to know that there's no reason why, as a business owner, I wouldn't want you to have. I love you. Here is a hug from me to you. Mwah. Have a wonderful day, and I will see you on my website on the 12th of July. Mwah. Oh, like, comment, subscribe, all of that stuff. Go, go, go. Bye.